Hotel rooms are $600 each, my dad said. If you can't split it, don't come. I said okay. Later, I checked my banking app. Someone had used my card for 3 deluxe suites. Not me. I froze. Hit report fraud. Canceled the card. Next morning, my mom called, crying. We're stranded, I said. I know. You always do this! My sister snapped, wine sloshing as she pointed across the hotel lobby. Do what? I asked, voice low, shaking. Play the broke victim card, the second it's time to pitch in. Dad booked the rooms. Just pay your share like the rest of us. Dad folded his arms. Rooms are $600 each. If you can't split it, don't come next time. Mom stood awkwardly off to the side, not speaking. Purse clutched, eyes down. Typical. I didn't book a suite, I said. I didn't even check in. So what? Jenna hissed. The card says your name. You think you're above helping out, but we all saw the charges. 3 deluxe suites. You used your card to get fancy, and now you're acting clueless. That's not what happened. Then explain it, Dad barked. Explain how 3 damn suites got charged to your card overnight if you didn't do it. I swallowed, tight in my chest, the ache, the disbelief. They really thought I'd do this. Again. Who I am. My name's Evan is 24. Just got laid off 2 months ago from a warehouse job in Ohio. Downsizing, nothing personal. I came to this family getaway thinking maybe things would be different. They hadn't invited me in over 2 years. But now here I was, accused, alone, broke, and tired. I'd been quiet most of my life, the one who got the last of everything. The couch to sleep on, the plate after everyone else ate, the family name only when it needed defending. I wasn't dramatic. I didn't ask for much. But this was different. This was too far. Meet the family. Dad, Mark, 62. Retired firefighter. Everything is either discipline or disappointment. He thinks being poor is a character flaw. Mom, Lila, 59. Soft-voiced, anxious, constantly walking on eggshells. She never defended me, but cried every time I left. Jenna, 27. My sister. Real estate agent, drives a leased Tesla. Speaks like every problem is beneath her. Once stole my FAFSA refund in college. Claimed she paid it back with emotional support. Chris, 30 by him. My older brother. Military. Quiet. Intense. Always Dad's favorite. He's not cruel, just absent. No. You used my card, I said softly. I didn't book anything. Jenna rolled her eyes. You're paranoid. Why would I ever need your debit card? You've had access before. I stared at her. You helped me set up mobile banking when I broke my phone 2 years ago, remember? She blinked. Wait, are you accusing me? Dad snapped. You know what? This is pathetic. You've always needed a scapegoat. Now, you're turning on your sister? I pulled up my banking app. $884.37 were gone. 3 deluxe suite charges at the same hotel. I didn't even check in. I said again. I stared at Jenna. She was suddenly still. No eye roll, no smirk. Just that flicker, barely noticeable, of guilt. That was all I needed. You needed the rooms for your friends, didn't you? She blinked, then scoffed. Are you serious right now? Dead serious. I didn't. Okay, even if I did use your card, why is that such a big deal? I figured you'd cancel it later. I was going to Venmo you. Calm down. You Venmo me after overdrafting my checking account? You think that's normal? You're so dramatic, she said, suddenly louder. A couple across the lobby looked over. Dad stepped in. Enough. Evan, stop trying to spin this. We all saw the charges. Yeah, but none of you asked how they got there. You just decided I must have done something shady again. Chris finally spoke. It's your card. That's the bottom line, man. And you all just assumed I booked 3 suites by myself for fun, while unemployed, with a negative balance? No one spoke. That says more about you than it does me. I wasn't even mad about the money anymore. Not really. I was mad that I could be in a room full of people I grew up with and feel like a stranger asking for mercy. Like I didn't deserve even the benefit of the doubt. I pulled out my phone again, opened the app. Look, the transaction date is 1 day before I even arrived. At 3:48 p.m., I was still in Ohio. You want my GPS history too? Jenna looked at me, frozen. Her eyes darted sideways. You saved my debit card to your phone once. Remember that? Mom gasped. Wait, Jenna? Dad still didn't look convinced. I only did it because I had no choice. She suddenly blurted, face flushing red. You were late booking your own room, and I didn't want to lose the reservation. I figured I'd fix it later. It wasn't malicious. You didn't tell me. Because you're impossible, she shouted. You'd turn it into this whole thing, just like you're doing now. I laughed, bitter, dry. You used my card behind my back and lied, and when I found out, you blamed me. You let everyone believe I did it. Jenna's lips quivered. But Dad stepped in again. This could have been handled privately. You didn't need to make a scene. No, Dad, you all just wanted me to shut up and pay the price quietly, like always. That's when it hit me. Hard. It wasn't just this moment. It was all the ones before it. The time Dad opened that emergency loan in my name when I was 19. Said it was temporary. Co-signed for a truck. The payments were handled by him and Chris, until they weren't. My credit score dropped to 460. I couldn't get a lease, couldn't apply for federal aid, couldn't even open a credit card at Target without getting flagged. And when I brought it up, they said I was irresponsible, like I did it to myself. One night, years ago, I overheard Dad talking on the phone. Yeah, we had to use Evan's name. His was the cleanest. I remember standing outside his room, hand shaking on the doorknob, not sure if I should knock. I didn't. I took a deep breath, back in the present, in the lobby. You all let this happen because you've done it before. Dad raised his voice. You're dragging up old business that's been dead and buried. No, Dad, it buried me. I turned my phone screen to them again. Not just hotel charges now. Oh, $650 spa transaction. From 2 nights ago? Not even this hotel. You booked a suite under my name, then paid for a luxury spa package 15 miles away. Who's Kim? Jenna's mouth opened, closed. You didn't even cover your tracks. She croaked. Kim is my client. I brought her to impress her. I thought she'd buy a condo next week. It was just business. You took a client on a spa trip using my card? I was going to fix it. She cried. You don't get it, Evan. Every time I fall behind, no one bails me out. I had to use what I had. You had me. The room went quiet. I don't care about the money anymore. I stepped back, breath even now. It's not the cash, it's that you let me think I was crazy. You watched me drown, and instead of throwing a rope, you handed me bricks. Mom was crying. Not sobbing, just silent tears. Chris sat down, head in hands. Dad just stood there, jaw locked. Silent, furious, powerless. I looked at each of them, carefully, slowly. Every one of you made a choice. Jenna, you took and lied, again. Dad, you barked, dismissed, like always, but never protected me. Mom, you watched and said nothing. She whispered through tears. I didn't know what to do. Yes, you did, I replied. You just didn't do it. Chris stood up, walked toward me. I didn't know about the loan, he said. I swear. You didn't ask. He nodded, said nothing more. I pulled out the hotel keycard, laid it on the check-in desk. Rooms are locked, cards cancelled. Hotel knows the fraud report's active. Dad's eyes flashed. You're abandoning us? Just like that? No, I said. You abandoned me a long time ago. I'm just leaving the scene. I walked outside. The air hit different, warm, honest. I didn't cry. Not because I wasn't hurt, but because this time I chose me. The weight didn't lift instantly, but it cracked. Later that night, I got a call. Mom, crying. We're stuck, she said. We can't check in. They froze the suites. The front desk won't let us rebook without a card. I didn't say I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. Just, I know. I hung up. Over the next few days, I filed a full fraud report with my bank, got the charges reversed, replaced my debit card, opened a secured credit card, finally taking back what they tried to ruin. Chris texted again. Let me know if you ever want to talk. I didn't get it. I want to. I didn't reply, not yet, but I didn't block him either. It's been almost a month now. I'm living in a sublet in a quiet part of Cincinnati. I start each morning with coffee, no chaos. Work is simple. I help refurbish laptops for students. Every Friday, I walk to the corner diner, sit alone, and feel okay. Better than I've ever felt, honestly. Mom sent me a letter. She finally admitted it. Said she knew about the loan when it happened, that she felt powerless, that she should have stopped Dad, should have protected me. It wasn't an apology, not exactly, but it was honest. And that's something. I haven't forgiven them, not yet, but I'm no longer bleeding for them either. There's peace in that. There's hope in watching a wound close slowly, properly, instead of being rushed or ignored. If they want to be better, they can. But they'll do it without draining me. I've learned to love quietly, to forgive when it's ready, and most importantly, to leave the table when respect is no longer being served. I don't need revenge. I needed clarity, and now I have it, and in a world where they mistook my silence for weakness. I've never been louder. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have you ever been the forgotten one in your family? Or maybe you were blamed for something that was never your fault. Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about emotional boundaries, financial betrayal, and what it takes to finally stand up. If you were in Evan's shoes, what would you have done? What do you think he should do next?